of names from 20 years old and upward, head by head, as the Lord commanded Moses. So he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai. The people of Reuben, Israel's firstborn, their generations by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names, head by head, every male from 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go forth to war. The number of the tribe of Reuben was 46,500. Of the people of Simeon, their generations by their families, by their fathers' houses, those of them that were numbered according to the number of names, head by head, every male from 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go forth to war, the number of the tribes of Simeon was 59,300. Of the people of Gad, their generations by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go forth to war, the number of the tribe of Gad was 45,650. Of the people of Judah, their generations by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go forth to war, the number of the tribe of Judah was 74,600. Of the people of Issachar, their generations by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go forth to war, the number of the tribe of Issachar was 54,400. Of the people of Zebulun, their generations by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go forth to war, the number of the tribe of Zebulun was 57,400. Of the people of Joseph, namely the people of Ephraim, their generations by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go forth to war, the number of the tribe of Ephraim was 40,500. Of the people of Manasseh, their generations by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go forth to war, the number of the tribe of Manasseh was 32,200. Of the people of Benjamin, their generations by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go forth to war, the number of the tribe of Benjamin was 35,400. Of the people of Dan, their generations, by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go forth to war, the number of the tribe of Dan was 62,700. Of the people of Asher, their generations, by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go forth to war, the number of the tribe of Asher was 41,500. Of the people of Naphtali, their generations, by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names, from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go forth to war, the number of the tribe of Naphtali was 53,400. These are those who were numbered, whom Moses and Aaron numbered with the help of the leaders of Israel, 12 men, each representing his father's house. So the whole number of the sons of Israel, by their fathers' houses, from 20 years old and upward, every man able to go forth to war in Israel, their whole number was 603,550. But the Levites were not numbered by their ancestral tribe along with them. For the Lord said to Moses, "Only the tribe of Levi you shall not number. You shall not take a census of them among the sons of Israel, but appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of the covenant, and over all its furnishings, and over all that belongs to it. They are to carry the tabernacle and all its furnishings, and they shall tend it, and they shall encamp around the tabernacle. When the tabernacle is to set out, the Levites shall take it down. And when the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levites shall set it up. And if anyone else comes near, he shall be put to death. The sons of Israel shall pitch their tents by their companies, every man by his own camp, and every man by his own standard. But the Levites shall encamp around the tabernacle of the covenant, that there may be no wrath upon the congregation of the sons of Israel. And the Levites shall keep charge of the tabernacle of the covenant." Thus did the sons of Israel. They did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. The fifth book of Moses, commonly called Deuteronomy. Chapter 1. Events at Horeb recalled. These are the words that Moses spoke to all Israel beyond the Jordan in the wilderness in the Arabah, over against Suf, between Paran and Tophel, Laban, Hazeroth, and Dizahab. It is 11 days' journey from Horeb by the way of Mount Sinai to Kadesh Barnea, and in the 40th year, on the first day of the 11th month, Moses spoke to the sons of Israel according to all that the Lord had given him in commandment to them, after he had defeated Sihon the king of the Amorites, who lived in Heshbon, and Og the king of Bashan, who who lived in Ashtaroth and in Edrei. Beyond the Jordan, in the land of Moab, Moses undertook to explain this law, saying, "The Lord our God said to us in Horeb, 'You have stayed long enough at this mountain. Turn and take your journey, and go to the hill country of the Amorites, and to all their neighbors in the Arabah, in the hill country and in the lowland, and in the Negev, and by the seacoast, the land of the Canaanites, and Lebanon, as far as the great river, the river Euphrates. Behold, I have set the land before you. Go in and take possession of the land which the Lord swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give to them and to their descendants after them." Appointment of the heads of the tribes. At that time I said to you, "I am not able alone to bear you. The Lord your God has multiplied you, and behold, you are this day as the stars of heaven for multitude. May the Lord, the God of your fathers, make you 1,000 times as many as you are, and bless you as he has promised you. How can I bear alone the weight and the burden of you and your strife? Choose wise, understanding, and experienced men according to your tribes, and I will appoint them as your heads." And you answered me, "This thing that you have spoken is good for us to do." So I took the heads of your tribes, wise and experienced men, and set them as heads over you, commanders of thousands, commanders of hundreds, commanders of 50s, commanders of 10s, and officers throughout your tribes. And I charged your judges at that time, "Hear the cases between your brethren, and judge righteously between a man and his brother, or the alien that is with him. You shall not be partial in judgment. You shall hear the small and the great alike. You shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is God's. And the case that is too hard for you, you shall bring to me, and I will hear it." And I commanded you at that time all the things that you should do. Israel's refusal to enter the land. And we set out from Horeb, and went through all that great and terrible wilderness which you saw, on the way to the hill country of the Amorites, as the Lord our God commanded us. And we came to Kadesh Barnea. And I said to you, "You have come to the hill country of the Amorites, which the Lord our God gives us. Behold, the Lord your God has set the land before you. Go up, take possession, as the Lord, the God of your fathers, has told you. Do not fear or be dismayed." Then all of you came near me and said, "Let us send men before us, that they may explore the land for us, and bring us word again of the way by which we must go up, and the cities into which we shall come." The thing seemed good to me, and I took 12 men of you, 1 man for each tribe, and they turned and went up into the hill country, and came to the valley of Eshcol, and spied it out. And they took in their hands some of the fruit of the land, and brought it down to us, and brought us word again, and said, "It is a good land which the Lord our God gives us." Yet you would not go up, but rebelled against the command of the Lord your God, and you murmured in your tents and